Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think we can all agree that there is a certain level of stupidity on these sites. I'm not sure if you agree with this or not, but I guarantee you there are a lot of people who don't. And that led me to being in a lot of trouble with a lot of people. So on this specific day, I was scrolling through LinkedIn and I'm seeing all these posts about, politics and business and new research, new trends and all kinds of stuff, until all of a sudden I come across this post. Okay, so I'm thinking, baby, puppies, there's got to be some kind of business angle here, some kind of message. Maybe this is a metaphor for something really interesting and groundbreaking. So I scroll up to take a look at what the guy who posted it, his name is Anwar, what Anwar has to say about this. Wolfpack. Really? Wolfpack. Okay, so it's official now. This post has nothing to do with business and, well, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it has anything to do with. But I think, in my opinion, that it shouldn't be on LinkedIn. It belongs somewhere else, perhaps another platform. So me being the troublemaker that I am, I responded to this post with this. Cute video, but wouldn't this be better suited to Instagram or Facebook instead of a business networking site? Little did I know the amount of anger and hate it would unleash upon me. The first one I got was from Celeste, who wrote, "Do you own LinkedIn? Are you the CEO? Did LinkedIn give you the position of content control manager?" Lindsay said, "Why do you feel the need to force your thoughts on what LinkedIn is?" Patricia wrote, "You must be pretty uptight." And James, well, something tells me he doesn't think I'm an expert in perhaps anything. And then there's Michael who said, "This post perfectly shows how to manage your team." Yes, a team of puppies. Team of puppies. And then there's the comment from Tom, who told me that he would give a contract to this guy in a heartbeat because he spoke from the heart. And I thought, well, if Tom is going to give Anwar, the guy who made this post in the first place, a contract in a heartbeat, then maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe Anwar is like this really super smart dude, and I could learn from Anwar. There's something that I can take from him and apply to my own business. So I decided to dig a little deeper into Anwar's profile, and this is what I found. First, we have his picture, Anwar in a pool holding a puppy. Now, I also noticed that Anwar is from the United Kingdom, which means English would either be his first language or perhaps his second language, but chances are he is fluent in English. So moving on down, we check his bio. You can see that regardless of his English skills, his spelling and grammar skills may be somewhat weak, but he mentions in there that he has excellent verbal and written communication skills. His education listed here as, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, Pigier, I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is I searched it up and it doesn't exist. And I would share with you Anwar's employment history, but there isn't any. But he's got like 30,000 connections. Is he doing something really right? Or is everyone who's following him and connecting with him just doing so because what he's posting is cute? And then the question is posting cute stuff on a business networking site really attracting the kinds of people that he would want to do business with? But then that begs the question, what business is he doing? But back to the comments, one of my personal favorite came from Gary, who told me to lighten up. What made this interesting to me, this post from Gary, is that he put such passion into that comment to me, and I wanted to know a little more about Gary. So I checked out Gary's profile, and I could see that Gary, who lives in the United States, formerly a citizen of South Africa, well, I scrolled down to his activity, and I could see that he has a lot of opinions about a lot of things, and I couldn't help but want to check on one specifically, and in that, I can see where he accused them of being a drunk illiterate and referred to them as a certain part of the male anatomy. Now, here's something we can pull away from this, and there's a lot of lessons in this video. An important one is that when you comment on someone else's post, it goes into your activity. When people go to your profile page, they can see that activity. It's there. So if you're going to use words of questionable origins, and if you're going to yell at people and make them feel bad and use a lot of anger and rage and everything else, this is a reflection on you and your profile. I mean, you as an individual, as a business person, as a human being. Do you want people to see that? I don't know if this guy Gary is trying to build a business. I don't know if he's trying to build connections and relationships or anything else, but I guarantee you, I think a lot of people would be hesitant to want to connect with Gary based on the kind of comments he's posting. So for me, my personal takeaway from this is two things. First, if I'm scrolling through and I see something absolutely ridiculous, like a child being bombarded by a bunch of puppies on a business networking site, do nothing. Don't respond. Just keep going. Because when it comes to babies and animals, people go crazy if you question their affection for it. And I've learned that. I now know that. Number two is how you use LinkedIn and social media in general, but specifically LinkedIn, will impact your ability to connect with people. And yes, you may have a lot of connections, but the question is why? Would you rather have a few connections that you have great relationships with, you're getting business referred to you, you're referring business back to them, and you're really building that tight sense of community? Would you rather have that, or would you rather have a really big number of people who are following you for no other reasons than you post really cute stuff, but there's no point to it, you're not getting anything out of it, there's no return on the investment of your time and effort? I can't answer that for you, but you need to decide why you're doing this. And more importantly, if one network versus another is the place to do it. That's what I pulled out of this whole situation. What have you pulled out of it? What do you know now that you didn't know a few minutes ago based on what I've gone through? And hopefully you won't have to go through. Find a network you love, share what you believe in, and if someone like me questions you, well, you can ignore it or you can answer back. But regardless of the platform, do it with kindness, do it with respect, do it with integrity. And you know what? You might not just create a connection, you might even create a relationship.